Today we'll see about types of companies. On the basis of ownership of the companies may be classified into following categories, that is form of organization, private sector and public sector. So basically we'll have companies under private sector and companies under public sector. First of all, we'll see about private company. As per section 2 subsection 68 of the Indian Companies Act 2013, private company means a company having minimum paid up share capital of rupees 1 lakh or such higher paid up share capital as may be prescribed, and which by which articles restricts the transfer of its shares, limits the number of its members to 200, provided that where two or more persons hold one or more shares in a company jointly, they shall for the purpose of this clause be treated as a single member, and further provided that persons who are in employment of the company shall not be included in the number of its members. Prohibits any invitation to the public to subscribe for any securities. So a private company is such company in which the paid up share capital is minimum 1 lakh rupees up to such higher paid up share capital as may be prescribed, and by the article of association of the company, the transfer of shares of the company is restricted. The company cannot transfer its shares to anyone else. Limits the number of members to 200. The number of members maximum would be 200 in such private company. Even if two or more persons hold one share jointly, they will be counted as one person. Next is one person company. With the implementation of the Companies Act 2013, a single person could constitute a company under the one person company concept. The introduction of one person company in the legal system is a move that would encourage corporatization of micro business and entrepreneurship. Like small businessmen with sole proprietorship business or micro business were not a part of the corporate system, but with the introduction of one person company, they can also become a part of the corporate system. In India, in the year 2005, the J.J. Irani Expert Committee recommended for the formation of one person company. It had suggested that such an entity may be provided with similar legal regime through exemptions so that small entrepreneurs could not be compelled to devote considerable time, energy and resources on complex legal compliance. Let us see what are the characteristics of a one-person company. Only a natural person who is an Indian citizen and resident in India shall be eligible to incorporate a one-person company, shall be nominee for the sole member of a one-person company. Resident in India meaning a person who has stayed in India for a period of not less than 182 days during the immediately preceding one calendar year. Also, no person shall be eligible to incorporate more than a one-person company or become nominee in more than one such company. Any person who wants to incorporate a one-person company can be member only in one such one-person company, not more than that. Also, he or she cannot become nominee for more than such one-person company. Where a natural person being a member in one-person company in accordance with this rule becomes member in any other such company by virtue of his being nominee in that one-person company, such person shall meet the eligibility criteria specified in sub-rule 2 within the period of 180 days. So what does it mean? If any natural person becomes a member in one-person company in accordance with these rules, become member in other such company, a person who is already member of one company also becomes a member in some other company by being a nominee in that one-person company, such person must meet the eligibility criteria which is specified under the Companies Act. No minor shall become the member or the nominee of the one-person company, neither he can hold any share with beneficial interest. A minor cannot become a member or the nominee of the shareholder in any one-person company. Such company cannot be converted or incorporated into a company under Section 8 of the Act. In Companies Act 2013, Section 8 deals with some special companies formed with some special interest. In any one-person company cannot be converted into a Section 8 company. Such company cannot carry out non-banking financial investment activities, including investment in securities of any body corporates. So such company can also not carry out any non-banking financial investment activities. So there are some restrictions on the one-person company. Next is public company. As per section 2 subsection 71 of the Indian Companies Act 2013, a public company means a company which is not a private company has a minimum paid up share capital of 5 lakh rupees or such higher paid up share capital as may be prescribed. Company which is a subsidiary of a company not being a private company shall be deemed to be a public company for the purpose of this act, even when such subsidiary company continues to be a private company by its articles. Now, companies may have another companies as its subsidiary. For example, if X Limited is not a private company, and X Limited has Y Limited as its subsidiary, in that case, excuse me, Y Limited will also not be a private company because it is a subsidiary company of a company which is not a private company. Since X Limited is not a private company, therefore X Limited is a public company. Now, X Limited has Y Limited as its subsidiary. Y Limited is a subsidiary company of X Limited. Now, since X Limited is a public company, therefore Y Limited will also be considered as a public company. Even if the article of association of Y Limited considers it as a private company, even then, for the purpose of this act, Y Limited will be considered as a public company. Now, let us see what are the differences of private company and public company. Basis of the number of members. In private company, minimum 2, maximum 200 members can be present in a private company. In a public company, minimum number of members can be 7, and maximum there is no limit of a public company. Commencement of business. Private company can start business just after receiving the certificate of incorporation, but a public company must obtain a certificate of commencement of business. Next, number of directors. Minimum 2 directors in private company and minimum 3 directors in public company. This difference is very important with the examination point of view as well as your course point of view. So please be careful with this video as well as this differences between private company and public company. Next is minimum paid up share capital. In private company, the minimum capital should be 1 lakh. In public company, the minimum capital should be 5 lakhs. Index of members. In private company, it is not mandatory to maintain the index of members. However, in public company, it is mandatory to maintain the index of members. Transfer of shares. Members of private companies are not allowed to transfer their shares. However, members of public company can freely transfer their shares to anyone. Invitation to general public. Private company can't invite the general public to subscribe its shares, debentures and public deposit. Public company can invite general public to subscribe its shares, debentures and public deposits. Statutory meeting and reports. A private company is not legally bound to convene a statutory meeting and submit copies of statutory report to the registrar of companies, but it is compulsory for all public companies to call for statutory meetings and submit the copy of statutory report with the registrar of companies. Name. It is essential to use the word private limited after the name of a private company. It is essential to use the word limited or public limited after the name of a public company. Loan to directors. A private company can grant loan to its directors without the approval of central government. A public company cannot grant loan to its directors without the approval of the central government. Next is quorum at the meeting. 2 members personally present may be the quorum in case of private company. 5 members if the number of members on the date of a meeting is not more than 1000. 15 members if the number of members is between 1000 to 5000. And 30 members if the number of members exceeds 5000 should be present to conduct a valid meeting in case of public company. Legal